Hello, this is Paul Mazurkiewicz, the drummer from Cannibal Corpse.
Fight.
Wow, that's a good one. Right off the bat. Death. Scream, bloody gore. Wow. Okay. On to number 2 here. Look the other way. Where do we have here? Testament, the Legacy. Well, this is actually quite easy for me. I'm going to put down the Testament. No offense to those guys. They're great guys. Great band. But Death, Scream, Bloody Gore. Now that was what I'm talking about here. So we're gonna. That's my choice right now. That was a huge influence for me and for Cannibal Corpse, the first Death record. So that's crucial. All right. So we got Death, Scream, Bloody Gore going up against. Let me pick here. We got. Oh my Lord! Here we got. Celtic Frost, however you pronounce it. I always said Celtic Frost. Morbid Tales. Now I'm in a dilemma here. I mean, this is a really big dilemma because both of these records now, Morbid Tales and Scream Bloody Gore, are huge influences for me in Cannibal Corpse. That's a tough call. It really is. Holy wow. I can't believe I'm already in this dilemma here because I don't know who to choose over these two. Wow. You know, I'm gonna put the Death back, and I'm gonna stick with the Frost. Morbid Tales. That's a very tough call. Probably because I think Morbid Tales and especially that album had such a personal influence on me, and Dethroned Emperor being one of the first songs that I ever played on drums, actually. So wow, I'm impressed. So let's see if this gets any easier, or if it's just gonna get harder. Going on to the next selection here to go against Morbid Tales, Celtic Frost. Hopefully it gets easier from here. Obituary, Slowly We Rot. Another great album, a classic, an amazing band, great friends of ours. But you know what? It wasn't an album that me personally, you know, back in the day was just like, that was the one for me, you know. Definitely Morbid Tales had way more influence, and I listened to that so much more than Obituary, Slowly We Rot. So I'm going to have to say, sorry guys, but you guys are going that way. I'm sticking with Frost right now. So on to the next. Ooh, that's a tough one. Here we go. Possessed, Seven Churches. Now, wow, that's another tough one because of course Possessed was a big influence for Cannibal as well, and my drumming and what we do as a band, and we're around before you know, Frost. I think that album came out before, I want to say. I'm not quite sure. I don't know why I can't. That eludes me, that fact. But man, that's another classic and some great songs on that record. Wow. But you know what? I think I'm still going to stick with Frost. I don't know why. Just that album to me, Morbid Tales, just something about it. Just of his singing, Tom's singing, and just the songs on that. Just unbelievable. So I'm sorry, Possessed, but I'm going to go with Frost again. Which brings us to Slayer, God Hates Us All. Well, Slayer being one of my all-time favorite bands and being a huge influence on Cannibal Corpse. But you know what? It doesn't say Hell Awaits, or it doesn't say Rain and Blood. It says God Hates Us All. And by then, I'm going to have to say Slayer wasn't that big of an influence at that point. We're already a band. We're already focused. We already got our thing. So to me, the latter Slayer is not as influential to me and Cannibal Corpse as the early Slayer, of course. So, and I think this is a good album. And like I said, Slayer are an amazing band, but definitely this is an easy one for me to put God Hates Us All back in the pile. All right, well, I think I'm down to a few more here. So let's see who's next. And we're talking Carcass Heartwork. Well, this is definitely another easy one for me because I love Carcass, great guys as well. But, you know, actually, even growing up, Carcass was not as big, not as influential as basically all the other bands we were just talking about here. And Heartwork is a great album, but to me, even a little different for Carcass in a sense. You know, such a transitional record, I think, for them. And I would say I would be more of a fan of the early stuff, actually. Even though, like I said, this is a great record, took them to new heights. But for me, it's this is another no-brainer. You know, that I would put Heartwork back into the pile. And I can see that we're down to one here, one left. And here we go. This is the final. This is what really, this is tough now. Wow, I'm glad it came down to this. Actually, we got Creator, Pleasure to Kill. Holy, now talk about an influential album for Cannibal Corpse. I mean, Pleasure to Kill was unbelievable. I mean, really, what an album. When we first got into Creator, and you know, Endless Pain was a great album, but man, when we first heard Pleasure to Kill, that just changed us a lot. And that was, I think, extremely influential, this album in particular, on my playing, my style of drumming, you know, how we kind of wrote songs back in the early days of Cannibal Corpse. So this is a tough one. Now we're down to Creator, Pleasure to Kill, and Celtic Frost, Morbid Tales. You know, I'm going to have to say Creator, Pleasure to Kill takes the cake. Wow, that was a tough one because Frost was, like I said, Morbid Tales, so huge for me. But I'm going to have to go with Creator, Pleasure to Kill is the winner.